for you to reassess your averages. Now, this is Emma Holmes coming to you from Rockstar HQ, and I want to talk to you about a little bit of a concept that comes from the entrepreneurial speaker Jim Rohn, and he very famously said that we are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And that might be something that makes you go, it might be something that makes you go, ah. And it's a funny concept because it's one that, when you actually think about it, there's a lot to it. So if you've not heard it before, it's taken you aback. Okay, let's keep going. Or perhaps you're one of those people that are going, yay, my 5 people are amazing. But does that mean that you need to ditch your friends and family and go off in search of some kind of magical, mystical, Zen-like guru to befriend? Does it mean that you have to desperately seek out a successful millionaire who drives a fancy car, or a philanthropist? Yeah, a philanthropist who gives gazillions away to charity? No, it doesn't. What it means is that you have got to start to be super mindful of the impact of the energy of other people in your life. And, this impact is probably even bigger than when Jim Rohn actually penned that particular quote, because we now live in a digital world and so many people's influences pass our everyday life that it's phenomenal. The amount of people that are in our daily lives every single day is just huge. It's absolutely huge. And, we know that there's some people out there that can be exhausting and that can leave kind of, you feeling, they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders and there's nothing like a good moan. And, when we look at the time that we spend on social media, it's full of opinions, judgments, negativity, and content that can leave us feeling exasperated or envious or any kind of unpleasant feelings. And it's not rocket science to, kind of work out that this is impacting upon our everyday. So preserving our energy is essential to make sure that we are able to continue to move forwards, that we are able to, not get stuck in stuff or find that we're leaking energy and putting our logs, our time, effort, energy and attention into fires that we do not want to continue to burn. So applying Jim Rohn's concept about being the average of the company you keep, what does that actually mean for you? Well, you can't remove yourself from all situations. You can't disown your children because they drain you at times, or your parents because they're a little bit negative. What we've got to do is look at how we can make sure that that impact just isn't quite as massive in our world on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes, the greatest power is in accepting that that is how some people are and that's the way it is. I think that, we have some people in our worlds that can be kind of worst mean, a bit and being able to go, do you know what? I know that my mother or my brother or my father or whoever it is that, that you have contact with on a regular basis, if they are a little bit kind of the negative Nora, accepting that and going into discussions with them on that basis can absolutely set you free, because you can kind of bubble up and you can go, do you know what, that isn't for me, that isn't impacting on me, that's their view, their opinion, that's the way that they are, and it's up to them to be that way. You can't fix them. You can end up giving stacks and stacks of help and advice that they just continue to just throw away and just not listen to, and that then makes you frustrated. Sometimes it's about accepting that a person is the way that they are, and that's okay. It's okay to make that acceptance. But there's some things that you can also do to start to think about how you can, super duper protect yourself. So the first thing that I would say is write a list. Grab your journal and write a list of the 5 people in your world who inspire you, motivate you, cheerlead you, make you feel amazing, and commit to spending more time with those people. Having that list, and this might be people in, you might do one for people in real life, you might do one that's about, people that drop into your inbox, you might do one about people who are on your Facebook news feed. You might do one about people who are on your Instagram feed. Just start to think about the 5 people in all sorts of areas that make you feel fantastic and that really inspire you and motivate you and lift you higher and make you feel good. And a little bit of a Brucey bonus on this one is reach out and tell them that their impact on your world is a positive one, because so many people go about their day to day and nobody gives nice feedback. There's kind of this, if it's asked for, people will give a bit of feedback. If something's been amazing, people will give a little bit of feedback. But when it's something over a longer period of time, or that you don't have that direct access to them, so it might be somebody who you're seeing in your newsfeed all of the time and they absolutely inspire you and make you feel amazing, reach out to them, send them a little note, send some good juju around the world and say, do you know what, I find your stuff really incredible and I love following you, and you're a really positive impact in my world, because that's good for you to raise your vibration. It's good for you to feel grateful for that, because you can attract in more of that experience then. It's also good for them because, sometimes people are just sat doing their thing, and having that little bit of feedback is just the most amazing feeling for people. And yourself, when you've had some feedback from somebody that has come kind of left field and you weren't expecting it, makes you feel great. Next one is list 3 people who leave you feeling flat. Right, you don't have to write this one down if you don't want to. If you're frightened about, somebody discovering this list, it might be a mental list, okay? But what you do need to work through is how, you can continue to work with these people in your world, or if it is time to cut them free, okay? There will be some relationships that you have in your world that are probably ready to be given the double thumbs up. You're ready to move past them. So it might be somebody that you follow on social media that actually is just so whingy and moany and it makes you feel flat and it takes away all your energy. Unfollow the page. Unsubscribe from the newsletter. Those people you can just get rid of out of your world. There are some people that you won't be able to get rid of out of your world. And first of all, accepting the way that they are, and accepting that, it might be that they're going through a challenging time right now and they'll come out of the other side of it. It might be that they are negative Noras, but that is essentially their stuff. And you accepting them as they are will set you free, because you will then be able to bubble up. When you go into those conversations, you will be able to refrain from, kind of getting into that grumpy place because you've spent time with them. You'll be able to go, actually, it's just the way that they are. Refrain from projecting your values onto them and try not to absorb theirs, all right? Do it consciously and unconditionally. If you are still looking to have them in their world, you've got to do this consciously and unconditionally, because you can't attach to their outcome. You can't, pull them out of wherever it is they are. Make sure that you're doing this in a real conscious manner. And then, when you have spent time with them, know that you've got then to revigor yourself, reboot your vibe. Look at then how you can then go and spend time with those 5 people on the other list, or get some good happy music going on that helps you raise your vibe again. Get out of it as soon as you possibly can, so that you're not stuck with that energy. Take a scoot down your social media timeline. Stop following people who aren't rocking your world. They don't even know that you're doing it, right? My motto is that if it's not a hell yeah, then by default it's a no, okay? Do not just be following people because you are deeming them your competition and you want to know what they're doing, because that just makes you wobbly. You can go back and look at these pages when you're feeling in a good place, if you really, really want to. If you really want to continue that relationship and go back and see what they're doing, do it when your energy's high. Do it when you're in a good place. Don't let it just infiltrate your world willy-nilly as and when the Facebook algorithm decides that it's okay, or as and when they decide to send an email. Do it consciously again. Make sure that you're in control here. Go through your inbox, unsubscribe from any negativity, so that you then have, a very precious inbox. Negativity shouldn't be camping out in your inbox. This should be your space. Start unsubscribing. A great one that you can use to help you to bulk unsubscribe is a program called unroll.me. So if you type into your search bar unroll, UNROLL.me, that will help you to manage your email subscriptions and be able to deal with this en masse. Then start to follow some new inspiring people or groups that reflect where you are now. Because, I think that a lot of the time, this is just the fact that the same things continue to happen. And, we end up with people that, were really great in our world in the past that actually don't quite fit us anymore. Recreating your own averages. This is about you making sure that you are in that place where you can get on with your stuff, that you're not taking on negativity, that you're not taking on other stuff. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself wherever possible with people who inspire you to be the most epic version of yourself, because then nothing can stop you. So a couple of little journaling points that can help you with this. 1, name the 5 people who positively impact upon your world, all right? Then look at why. Why do they have such a positive impact? What is it about them that makes you feel good? What is it about them that inspires you, that motivates you, that, really does lift you higher? And, just have a little bit of a play with that and grab your journal and just write down, what is it about them? And, start to list some qualities, or start to list some of the types of things that they're talking about, or whatever it is that comes to your mind first. There is never any wrong when you're doing this, all right? You cannot get this wrong. Just write it out and see what comes up for you. Reach out to them and thank them. So how can you reach out and thank them for their impact on your world? So that's a little exercise in deciding how you can make that reach out and what you can do. Polly, I'm talking. Sorry, noisy doggy. How can you find more people like that? Do these people have communities that you can get involved in? Or now that you actually know what that impact is, how can you surround yourself with more people that inspire you? So then you can, if this doesn't feel comfortable writing this down, this is okay. You can keep this list in your head. Those people that are a little bit more negative in your world. Then you can write down, what is it about them? What is it about them that makes it feel heavy or angsty or difficult or whatever it is? How can you minimize the impact? How can you minimize the impact of that angst in your world? And can you take anything from this exercise of recognition of the stuff that inspires you, the stuff that leaves you feeling flat, so that you can take it forward and recognize other people like it, and make sure that you are continually looking to reassess those averages. So that is a little exercise for you. I hope that you found that super useful. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel for more fantastic videos if you love this, and have an absolutely lovely day. Speak soon. Bye.